Hi friends, welcome back to my channel, and in today's session we are going to cover how to use text formatting in HTML5, how to insert comments in HTML5, how we can insert links in HTML5, and how we can use different colors in HTML5. These things we are going to cover in today's session. So first we will see how we can format the text in HTML5. These tags can be used to format the text. For example, bold. Whenever we will use bold tag, the text will be converted, the text style will be converted to bold. Strong tag is very similar to bold one. I will show you practically. I tag means it is a italic tag. It will convert the text style to the italic. Then EM we will use to emphasize the text. Mark tag we will use to highlight the text, mark text. Okay. So if you want to highlight a particular text in one paragraph, suppose, you will use mark tag. Small tag will show you comparatively smaller text to the original text. Then deleted text. So whenever you will use del tag, del tag, browser will automatically show you the strike. So the strike line through will be shown by the browser if you use the del tag. Superscript and subscript are very simple. For example, if you want to show H2O on the browser, so 2 is superscript in the subscript, in that case. And if you want to show 2 square, so in that case 2 is a superscript. So these are the different tags we are going to use for the text formatting. Practically we are going to see them, how they are going to work. So friends, for HTML formatting practical, I have taken this sample paragraph. This is a sample paragraph I have taken. And these are the basic tags of HTML. For example, doc type HTML, head, title, head, body will close here, and HTML I am going to close here. So these are the basic things of HTML. I have taken one paragraph. I copied this from the internet. You can also take from internet so that you can work on that paragraph. So now I will save this file, save as, and the new name will be something like tutorial 3. Okay, .html. So I need to choose a HTML extension here. So it will automatically take HTML and then save. Where I am saving this in 2020 folder, which is already I have saved in my regular folder. So now I have saved this. So I need to go to the same folder where I have stored this file, and from there, see this tutorial 3, and from there I need to open this. So I will open this using a Firefox browser. So now this paragraph is visible here. So in this paragraph I am going to currently I have not done any formatting here. So this is a plain paragraph. So I am going to do a formatting. I will use all that tags which already I have shown you in the previous slide. So now see what I am going to do. I am going to use first tag, that is what the bold tag. I need to close this here so you can see the output. See this is bold. I will increase this. Okay, so this is what the use of bold. Then I will use next tag, that is what the strong. So I will make this public strong. Okay, so strong tag I will use here. Strong, and see, already I have told you, whenever you will use strong tag, the content of the strong tag will be converted to bold. Okay, so it is very similar to the bold tag. Now refresh, see this. Okay, so the content of the strong tag is converted to bold. The next tag is I tag, that is what the italic tag. Okay, so whenever you will use italic tag, the content of the text will be converted to style italic. Now how it will look, that we will see. File, save and refresh. See this is italic style. Okay, so the text is converted to the italic style. Now next is EM, emphasis. Okay, so we will give emphasis on HTML. So for that you need to use EM, and this is already I have told you that this is very similar to italic tag. Okay, so this will convert the content of this tag will be converted to italic. Okay, so we will see the output now. See the refresh, I have refreshed. So now see HTML, this is what the italic style. Okay, so the content of the tag EM is converted to italic. Now next tag is, already I have told you, mark. Suppose I want to mark this or highlight this HTML. So I will use mark here and I will close this here. Okay, so now see, we are going to highlight this text. Okay, so you will find yellow color in the background of this text. This will highlight that particular text. So this is one way that you want to, suppose you want to highlight a particular paragraph or particular sentence or a particular word in your paragraph. In that case, what you will do, you will use this tag for that word or paragraph or sentence. Then okay, small tag. Now next is a small tag, where we will use small tag. For example, for this hyperlink, I am going to use small tag, hyperlink. Save, refresh. Okay, now see, if you compare this hyperlink with the remaining part, you will observe that this style is smaller compared to this one. Okay, so this is what the use of small tag. Next is delete tag. Okay, so suppose you want to show something like that, you have deleted this part. Okay, now where we will use this type of things. For example, see, price of, suppose, potato is ₹18 is the old price, and you want to show that the new price is, discounted price is, suppose ₹10 per kg. Okay, and you want to show this one as a deleted text. So here we need to use delete tag, del, and del you need to close here. Now see how it will look. Save. You can use Ctrl S every time. If you want to save the content, Ctrl S you can use. Now see this. I will use break here. And refresh. Okay. So price of potato is ₹18 is the old price and new price is ₹10. So if you want to show something like this, you can use delete. The next one is a superscript, subscript. So the use of superscript and subscript, I need to show you using some better example, something like H2O. So here we need subscript. So I will use sub subscript and I will close that here. Okay, and for example 2 square, so in that 2 is superscript. Okay, so we will see now how it will look. Refresh. So see this H2O, 2 is a subscript and 2 square, 2 is a superscript. So this is the use of subscript and superscript. So here we have completed HTML formatting tags. Now before moving to next session, I want to show two things, that is what shortcuts. So whenever you will save the document, there is no need to every time go here save. Okay, Ctrl S you can do. For example, here I have added something, so I will use Ctrl S and it is saved. Now if you want to see output, here also there is no need to every time go here and click this refresh button. You can use shortcut Ctrl F5 that you need to do. See, Ctrl F5. So this is refresh. So these are the two shortcuts you have to always remember. Whenever you want to save this document, use Ctrl S, and whenever you want to refresh the document, use Ctrl F5. So now we will see how we can add comments and some additional formatting tags. So first we will add comments here. To add comment, see, we need to use this tag and we need to close this. So we need to add exclamation point, then dash dash, and then here we will write comment. This is my first comment. These comments are not displayed by the browser. This thing you need to note. We use the comments to remember few things. For example, where your footer starts or where your header starts. So you want to remember it, so you can mention comment there. That will not be displayed by the browser in output, but whenever you will revisit your code, you can easily identify that, okay, this is the footer, this is the header. So you can easily identify where your footer started, where your header started. That means code of the header and footer. So for that purposes we use comments. Now we will study additional formatting tags like block quote, abbreviation, address, site and video. So first we will test block quote, but we need one paragraph for that. So we will go to the Google and I will type sample paragraph. The second link I will follow because there are so many paragraphs. I will take one sample paragraph from them. So this paragraph I will take for this tutorial. Okay, I will paste here. See the output, Control S to save. I will go to the browser and Control F5. So this is how the paragraph we have taken looks like before formatting. So now we will use block quote here. So I will simply type block quote. There is one property that we are going to use, site property. This property will indicate that from where we have taken that particular paragraph. So we will use this URL and is equal to this, and we will complete this tag and then we will close this tag here. Block quote tag we need to close. Okay, so we have completed the block quote part. You need to start with the start tag, block quote tag, then site is the property. This will tell us that from where we are using this paragraph. So this paragraph will cite to this link. Okay, and then we will save this and we need to close the block quote. See the output, you will observe indent here. So browser will automatically add indent whenever we will use the block quote tag. That is what the feature of this block quote tag. Next tag is abbreviation tag. Now where we use abbreviation tag, ABBR. Now abbreviation tag is to define abbreviation or acronym like HTML, CSS, Mr., Dr., something like that. So here we will use, see, there is one property that is title we use in abbreviation. Okay, so it will define it. So here we will use one abbreviation which is very famous nowadays, that is PUBG. Okay, so if I take PUBG and I will close this abbreviation ABBR, then what is the title? What is the full form of PUBG? PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. Okay, so I will take PlayerUnknown's Battleground. Spelling mistake, Battlegrounds. Okay, so PlayerUnknown's Battleground is the full form of PUBG. So this is what the abbreviation, use of the abbreviation tag. I will save this and see the output. Now whenever you will move this mouse over this PUBG, you will identify that there is a tooltip and it will give you information about that acronym. So PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds is shown on that tooltip. There are two more tags, for example, address and site. Address you need to close here. This tag is used to add the contact information of author and owner. For example, Tom, his detailed address, apartment, new apartment, C13, then some road we will take, Gandhi Road, Mumbai. So whenever we will use address tag will automatically provide us the line break before the address tag and after the address tag. So the line break will be provided, and this will render whatever content you will write inside the address, it will render to italic. Before we see the output, we will add breaks here. Save and see the output. Now see, line break is added before and after this address. So we have taken one acronym before the address, and we have taken acronym after the address. So you will observe that line break is already added before and after the address. Then you will observe that this content is also rendered to italic. Browser will automatically render this content to the italic. So these are the two features we will get whenever we will use this address tag. Now next tag is site tag. Why we use this site tag? Site tag is used for work title. I will show you. So this tag defines the title of creative work. For example, book or song or movie or painting. For example, The Scream. Directed by Wes Craven. Okay, so this is the use of site. We will see the output. It will render, browser will render it to italic. Say this. It will render to italic. The Scream, directed by Wes Craven. Next tag is BDO. BDO. Now what is the full form of BDO? It stands for bidirectional override. So it decides only the direction of text. So we will use dir direction. Dir stands for direction. Property is equal to inside the double quote RTL. That means what? Right to left. Okay. So where we will use here only for this Scream directed by Wes Craven. We'll paste here, and I will close this BDO. Save and refresh. So now you will observe, say this, The Scream directed by Wes Craven. So now we are getting direction from right to left. Okay, so this is the use of this BDO tag. So next part is HTML links. So what we will study in this, hyperlinks, how to add hyperlinks in HTML document, how to target them using the target attribute, then absolute URL versus relative URL, then how to link a image, then how to link an email address, and link titles. So these are the things we are going to cover in the next part. So first we will see how we can add the link in HTML document. I think in first session we have covered that part, but again I am going to repeat all these things because in detail we are going. We are studying this hyperlink part in detail. So that's why I have to start with the basic. A is the tag we need to use. This is anchor tag. Then the property is href is equal to inside a double quote. Here you will give the path, what you want to link. For example, click here is the text you want to link. What I will do, I will close this anchor tag, and suppose we have other file in same folder. For example, this one.html we have in the same folder. So we will only specify one.html. So it will link to one.html. So now we will see the output. Click here, and this is one.html. I will go back. See, once again, click here, and whenever you will click on this, you will come to the HTML 1.html5. So this is what the use of hyperlink, and this is how you will add the hyperlink in your document. You will use anchor tag. Href is the property attribute, and this is the value. This is what simply the path of the file. Because you have stored 1.html in the same folder, that's why we are taking simply the address of that file. The name and the extension of that file. There is no need to write the entire address or path of that file. Then we will see later what is relative and absolute path. Later we will see. So this is how we can add the link href. Then we will move towards the next part, that is what the target attribute. So what is target attribute? Say this, target is equal to, inside a double quote, and blank I will add, blank. I will show all. For example, there are 4 different values, self, blank, and parent and top. Normally we use blank and self. Okay, so by default it's self. If you want to open the document in the new window, then we will use blank. So if we say target is equal to blank, see what happens. Refresh and click here. So now the document is open in new tab, correct? So we click here. Whenever you will click here, the document is not going to open in the same tab. It will open in another tab, new tab. Say this. So this is the use of target property. Now next one is absolute URL versus relative URL. Now what is absolute URL? What is relative URL? See, for example, when you give any path or full web address, for example, if you give path to the google.com, in that case it is an absolute URL, that is a full web address. You will add that using a href, same thing you have to do. But relative path means what? For example, you have stored the file in the same server, somewhere in the folder or somewhere in another folder or the same folder. Then you will use what? The relative path. Okay. So for example, I will show you what is the difference between absolute path and relative path. Google.com, www, then dot, for that you need to add http www google.com and slash, and I will copy this, paste. Now whatever I have used here, that is what www.google.com, this is known as the absolute path. And because there are some files already stored in the same folder, for example 1 HTML, 2 HTML. So I am using that file, that is 2.html, and this is called as a relative path because I have stored this file in same server in the same folder. That's why I am using this. So both will work. See this. Okay. So this is what google.com, the outside website or external path, and this is what the same folder I have used. Okay. So this is what this 2.html, output of the 2.html file. So this is the difference in between the relative path and absolute path. So once again, what is relative path? Relative path is nothing but the path of the file you have provided from the same folder or same website. Okay. And absolute path is the path, maybe an external website or a full web address. So that is the difference in between this absolute path and this relative path. Now we will move towards the next part, and that is what we are going to study. Can we link an image? Yes, we can. For that we need image, img src is equal to, inside a double quote, we already have one image in that folder, 1.jpg. Okay, so we will take 1.jpg and we will link it. Okay, so how we will link it? Suppose, for example, whenever you will click on this image, you want to go to this 2.html. So I will copy this and paste this, and I will close this link. Okay, save this. See this, what you have done, you have taken one image. Whenever this image will be displayed, you want to, whenever you will click on this image, you want to redirect user to this 2.html. So now we will see the output. this is the image. We need to actually reduce the height and width. But see, whenever you will click on this, you will go to 2.html. So this is how you can link the image using a hyperlink. Now we will see how we can link to email address. Once again I am taking anchor tag, href is equal to, inside a double quote, here I will take mail to and then colon and whatever the email address you want to use. For example, suppose vaman.parulekar@gmail.com, and here I will use the word, for example, send email. So whenever you will click on the send email, the email program will open. For example, if you are using Outlook or on your mobile phone, if you are using Gmail, so that email program will open. And save this. So I will refresh this and send mail. See this. So if you are using Gmail or if you are using any other program, for example Outlook or Yahoo or Yandex, they will open. So this will launch application window will open. Okay, now we will move towards the link title. Now what is link title? Title is the attribute you can use. For example, here in google.com, here I will use title property, title attribute. So title attribute will specify extra information about that link. For example, this is Google website. So whenever you will move your mouse on this link, you will get that tooltip. So I will show you using the same. See here, Google website. So this tooltip I am getting whenever I will move the mouse over this click here. So this is the use of link title. Now last topic of today's session, that is HTML colors. So in this we will see how to add color to text, or the background color, how we can change, that also we are going to study. Then how we can add a border color, that also we are going to see, and how to take values like RGB values and hex values, that we are going to study. So we will start from the color. See, these are the new colors: tomato color, orange color, dogger blue, then medium sea green, gray, slate blue, violet, light gray. These are the new colors they have introduced in HTML5. So we are going to see these colors and how to add them to a text and background. Both things we are going to cover. So we will take the old example, that is what the tutorial number 3, where we have taken one paragraph. So here we will change the colors. So what I will do, I will take paragraph here, P. So instead of bold and all these things, and I will close this paragraph here. At the end of this paragraph, I will close this paragraph. Okay, so first I will take the text color. So for that you need to use style property is equal to, inside the double quote, and color colon, and see there are number of colors already I have told you. Tomato, we will use this dogger blue, this one we will use. Okay, and then semicolon. Okay, so here we have completed our code. See, once again you will use style property, and inside the double quote, color, this is going to represent for text color. So whenever you want to change text color, you need to use color, and its value is dogger blue is the new color name. So now I have saved the document. Refresh this. Number 3, tutorial number 3. Okay, now see this. This is the dogger blue color. Okay, so next is we are going to change the background color also. So how to change the background color? See, because we are adding one more property and value pair, there is no need to actually write a separate code for that. What you can do, you can add the property in the same CSS. So here we will add, so this here we will add background color, background color, and colon and the value like tomato. So I will change this dogger blue to white, so it will look good. White, and then save and refresh. This is the output. Now we will see how we can add border color. So for that we need to take border. What we will do, we will use any other element. For example, this h1 and h1 style is equal to, inside the double quote, border you need to take. So we will use shorthand property colon width style and color. For example, I will take red. Then click here, or this is heading number 1. This is heading 1, and I will complete this heading 1 here. Okay, so this is how we can add the border color. So to add the border color, we need to take shorthand property for border. This describes us that value of width, border width, then this is border style, and this is border color. So I will save this and see the output. See the output. This is heading 1 and this is the border for this element, that is heading 1. Last part is how to use different color values. For example, I will show you how to use RGB values, how to convert them to hex values, and how to use them also. That also I am going to show you. So for example, if this is the color white, and if I want to change this to the RGB, you need to take RGB, okay, and inside the bracket you need to specify the values. For example, max value is 255, so I'll specify 255, 255 and 255, 255 and 255. See what output we are getting using all max values. So we are getting white value. Okay, and if I use 0 here, what will happen? See this, 0 and 0. So this represents, these values represents RGB, red, green and blue RGB. Refresh, black I am getting. So whenever we use 0 value for all RGB, that is red, green and blue, we got black color, and when we use 255 value for red, green and blue, we got the white color. So how to find out these values? The simple method is use paint. Okay, so I will show you how to find out the values. Go to the paint, and here you will identify values. See this, for example, for this color you want to find out the RGB values. So see here, red, green and blue values are here, 255, 128 and 0. These are the values. So I will use these values now, 255, 128 and 0. 255, 128 and 0. 128 and 0. I will get the same color. Refresh. See, that is not visible. I will change background color to white. Save and refresh. So now this is visible. So same color which I have used here, I have selected here, that is visible here because we have used the same RGB values, red, green and blue value. Now if you want to convert these values to hex, simple method is that go to the website. This is what the rgb2hex.net website. Go to this website and you need to enter the values. For example, see this 255, 128, 255, 128 and 0, and I will convert it to hex. I will get hex value. See this is the hex value. I will copy this, simply I will copy this, and instead of this RGB I will use this hex value. See now, still I am going to get the same output. See, I am getting same output. So that means what? Instead of simply the name of the color, you can use RGB value, or if you want to use X value, that also you can use. So these are the different methods you can specify the name of the color. So here we have completed today's session. Today's session is a little long. We have covered text formatting in that, then we have covered comments, we studied additional formatting tags, we studied links, how to add links, how to use target attribute, we studied what is the difference in between absolute URL and relative URL, then we studied how to use image as a link, then we studied how to use email as a link and link titles. Then we studied colors, how we can add color to a text, how we can change the background color, how we can add border color, and the difference in between the RGB values and hex values. So these things we have covered in today's session. If you have any query regarding this, you can email me on this email address, or you can leave the comment in the comment box. Thank you very much.